The assembly will now come to order. The chief clerk will call the roll.
Assemblywoman Anderson, Assemblywoman Backus, Assemblywoman Bilbray Axelrod, Assemblywoman Brown May, Assemblyman Carter, Assemblywoman Cohen, Assemblywoman Considine, Assemblyman DeLong, Assemblywoman Dickman, Assemblyman De Silva, Assemblywoman Duran, Assemblywoman Gallant, Assemblywoman Assemblywoman Gonzalez. Here. Assemblywoman Gorlow. Here. Assemblyman Gray. Here. Assemblyman Gurr. Here. Assemblyman Hafen. Here. Assemblywoman Hanson. Here. Assemblywoman Hardy. Here. Assemblyman Hibbets. Here. Assemblywoman Hadigi. Here. Assemblywoman Kasama. Here. Assemblyman Koenig. Here. Assemblywoman LaRue Hatch. Here. Assemblywoman Marzola. Here. Assemblyman MacArthur. Here. Assemblywoman Brittany Miller. Here. Assemblyman C.H. Miller. Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno, here. Assemblywoman Mosca, here. Assemblywoman Newby, here. Assemblyman Nguyen, here. Assemblyman O'Neill, here. Assemblyman Orlicker, here. Assemblywoman Peters, here. Assemblywoman Summers Armstrong, present. Assemblywoman Taylor, present. Assemblywoman Thomas, here. Assemblywoman Torres, here. Assemblyman Watts, here. Assemblyman Urick, here. Speaker Yeager.
Here. Assemblywoman Hadigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May the record reflect we have 42 members present.
The record shall so reflect there are 42 members present. We do have a quorum. Members of the assembly and guests will please rise for the prayer by Pastor Jerome Washington from Perfect Peace Community Church in Sparks.
Let us pray. Almighty God, as we come before you today, we give you thanks for the many blessings you have bestowed upon this great state. As we gather here today in peace and in harmony, we ask that you look over our legislators, and we pray that they seek you to be their guiding light. Give them wisdom and knowledge as they speak for and make decisions for your people. Give them clarity of thought and vision as they address the matters of our state, and allow them to work peaceably with one another under one common bond to meet the needs of and serve your people. As we come together for the Veterans, as this day, Veterans and Military Day at the Legislature, we thank you for those who have served and continue to serve our great and powerful nation. We thank you and we honor them, for it is because of their selfless service and sacrifice we can be the land of the free because of the brave. And because of them, we are able to continue to enjoy the freedoms that you have graciously bestowed upon us. We ask that you continue to look over those who even now guard the gates of freedom, both in peace and at war. Please continue to be a comforter to those families whose loved ones have paid the ultimate sacrifice and laid their life down for ours as they heard the final call of their duty. Let us not forget their service as you have welcomed them home. As I close, may we have a brief moment of silent prayer in our respective tongues for those departed comrades, those missing in action, and those held prisoner in war. These and all other blessings we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Order of Business 2, reading and approval of the journal.
Carson City, Tuesday, March 14, 2023.
Assemblywoman Hadigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to dispense with reading of the journal and allow the Speaker and Chief Clerk to make any necessary corrections and additions.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Order of Business 4, reports of standing committees.
Mr. Speaker, Committee on Education, to which was referred Assembly Bill 43, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to put the same act. The recommendation do pass. Shannon Bilbray Axelrod, Chair. Mr. Speaker, Committee on Government Affairs, to which were referred Assembly Bills 333, 36, 82. Assembly Joint Resolution Number 1 has had the same under consideration and begs leave to put the same act. The recommendation do pass. Selena Torres, Chair. Mr. Speaker, Committee on Growth and Infrastructure, to which were referred Assembly Bills numbers 247, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back. The recommendation do pass. Howard Watts, Chair.
Order of Business 6, Communications.
United States Senate, March 10, 2023. The Honorable Steve Yeager, Speaker of the Nevada Assembly. The Honorable Nicole Canizaro, Majority Leader of the Nevada State Senate. 401 South Carson Street, Carson City, Nevada 89701. Dear Speaker Yeager and Leader Canizaro, I respectfully request the opportunity to address the distinguished members of the Nevada Legislature on Monday, April 3rd, 2023. I look forward to sharing with you and your colleagues information regarding the important issues the United States Senate will be facing in the upcoming months and how they will affect the state of Nevada. I thank you in advance for your consideration of my request, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Should you have any questions or concerns, please contact my scheduler, Nicole Achado, at 202-224-6244. Sincerely, Jackie Rosen, U.S. Senator. United States Senate, March 14, 2023. The Honorable Steve Yeager, Speaker of Nevada State Assembly, 401 South Carson Street, Carson City, Nevada 89701. The Honorable Nicole J. Canizaro, Majority Leader, Nevada State Senate, 401 South Carson Street, Carson City, Nevada 89701. Dear Speaker Yeager and Leader Canizaro, I am writing to request the opportunity to speak before the distinguished members of the Nevada State Legislature on Tuesday, April 11, 2023. I look forward to speaking about the pressing issues before the United States Congress in the upcoming months and how they will affect the great state of Nevada. I thank you in advance for your kind consideration and look forward to seeing you soon. Sincerely, Catherine Cortez Masto, United States Senator.
Order of Business 8, Motions, Resolutions, and Notices.
Notice of exemption, March 14, 2023. The Fiscal Analysis Division, pursuant to Joint Standing Rule 14.6, has determined the eligibility for exemption of Assembly Bills numbers 88, 154, 184, 195, 198, 203, 219, 224, 248, 249, and 279. Sarah Kaufman, Fiscal Analysis Division.
Assemblywoman Howdegui.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the persons as set forth on the Nevada Legislature's press accreditation list of March 15, 2023 be accepted as an accredited press representative, assigned space at the press table in the Assembly chamber, and allow the use of appropriate broadcasting facilities, and that the list be included in this day's journal.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Order Business 9, Introduction, First Reading, and Reference of Bills.
Assembly Bill 301, introduced by Assemblyman Hibbets et al. An act relating to public employees, revising the definition of peace officer to include certain school police officers, juvenile probation officers, and bailiffs, and deputy marshals of municipal courts for the purposes of certain benefits and exemptions, specifying that the use of certain designations by the Department of Public Safety or a division officer or employee of the department does not exclude certain employees of the department from the definition of police officer for the purposes of certain benefits and exemptions, and providing other matters properly in there too.
Assemblywoman Marzola.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Assembly Bill 301 be referred to your Committee on Commerce and Labor.
Without objection, so referred.
Assembly Bill 302, introduced by Assemblywoman Backus, an act relating to public safety, providing for the issuance of a limited purpose identification card to be used to provide identification for the purpose of challenging the accuracy or sufficiency of information relating to certain records of criminal history and providing other matters properly in there too.
Assemblyman Watts.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Assembly Bill 302 be referred to your Committee on Growth and Infrastructure.
Without objection, so referred.
Assembly Bill 303, introduced by the Committee on Growth and Infrastructure, an act relating to motor vehicles, revising provisions relating to the towing of a motor vehicle when a tow is requested by certain persons and providing other matters properly in there too.
Assemblyman Watts.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Assembly Bill 303 be referred to your Committee on Growth and Infrastructure.
Without objection, so referred.
Assembly Bill 304, introduced by Assemblywoman Anderson, an act relating to special license plates, eliminating the requirement to provide proof of current or former employment as a professional full-time salaried firefighter or current or former service as a volunteer firefighter, and an application for the renewal of certain special license plates recognizing such employment or service and providing other matters properly in there too.
Assemblyman Watts.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Assembly Bill 304 be referred to your Committee on Growth and Infrastructure.
Without objection, so referred.
Assembly Bill 305, introduced by Assemblywomen Monroe Marino and Considine, an act relating to public works requiring a contractor or a subcontractor to comply with certain requirements relating to the use of apprentices who are women on a public work and providing other matters properly in there too.
Assemblywoman Torres.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that AB 305 be referred to your Early Rising Committee on Government Affairs.
Without objection, so referred.
Assembly Bill 306, introduced by Assemblyman MacArthur et al., an act relating to state business licenses requiring the Secretary of State to waive the fees charged for the issuance and renewal of a state business license for certain veteran-owned businesses and providing other matters properly in there too.
Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that AB 306 be referred to your Committee on Ways and Means.
Without objection, so referred.
Assembly Bill 307, introduced by Assemblyman Dickman et al., Senator Stone et al., and act relating to elections, establishing procedures for the use of absent ballots in an election, requiring with certain exceptions proof of identity for voting in person, requiring the Department of Motor Vehicles under certain circumstances to issue identification cards at no charge, requiring a voter to include certain personal identifying information with his or her absent ballot, prohibiting with certain exceptions a person from returning an absent ballot on behalf of a voter, repealing provisions that require county and city clerks to prepare and distribute mail ballots to certain registered voters for every election, repealing the provisions relating to voting, collecting, verifying, and counting mail ballots, providing penalties, and providing other matters properly laid thereto.
Assemblywoman Gorlo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Assembly Bill 307 be referred to your Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections.
Without objection, so referred.
Assembly Bill 308, introduced by Assemblyman Mosca et al., Senator Wynn, an act relating to education requiring a school district that employs certain visa holders as teachers to conduct an orientation and certain meetings to aid the holders of the visas and their accompanying spouses and dependents in transitioning to employment in the school district and life in the community, prohibiting a school district from contracting or partnering with persons or entities who charge more than a certain amount of fees and costs related to employment of such visa holders, requiring the Joint Interim Standing Committee on Education to conduct an interim study of the employment of certain federal visa holders as teachers and providing other matters properly laid thereto.
Assemblywoman Bilbray Axelrod.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Assembly Bill 308 be referred to your most excellent Committee on Education.
Without objection, so referred.
Assembly Bill 309, introduced by Assemblywoman Hanson, an act relating to property rights, authorizing the use of electronic ballots for the election and removal of members of the Executive Board of a Unit Owners Association in a common interest community, and for the election of delegates or representatives to exercise the voting rights of unit owners in an association, authorizing a member of the Executive Board who is subject to removal to submit a written request for a meeting of the Executive Board to discuss the member's removal, specifying that an association is authorized to conduct a vote for the election or removal of a member of the Executive Board without a meeting, authorizing an association that conducts a vote without a meeting to allow the unit owners to vote by using a voting machine, establishing requirements relating to use of electronic voting for the election or removal of a member of the Executive Board without a meeting, authorizing money in the operating account of an association to be withdrawn without the usual required signatures for the purpose of making certain automatic and annual payments, requiring the Commission on Common Interest Communities and Condominium Hotels to adopt regulations establishing the requirements relating to the transfer of certain items upon the termination or assignment of the management agreement and providing other matters properly laid thereto.
Assemblywoman Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to refer all of Assembly Bill 309 to your Committee on Judiciary.
Without objection, the entire bill is referred.
Assembly Bill 310, introduced by Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno, an act relating to affordable housing, requiring the Housing Division of the Department of Business and Industry to develop and implement a supportive housing grant program, creating the Nevada Supportive Housing Development Fund in the State Treasury, making an appropriation and providing other matters properly laid thereto.
Assemblywoman Torres.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to refer AB 310 to your most impressive Committee on Government Affairs.
Without objection, so referred.
Assembly Bill 311, introduced by Assemblywoman Bilbray Axelrod, an act relating to healthcare, authorizing a hospital to enter into an agreement with the Armed Forces of the United States for the provision of care by a person who is not licensed to provide care under certain circumstances, exempting certain federal employees who provide care within the scope of their official duties from requirements governing the licensure and regulation of certain health professionals and providing other matters properly laid thereto.
Assemblywoman Peters.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Assembly Bill 311 be referred to your Committee on Health and Human Services.
Without objection, so referred. Order of Business 11, second reading and amendment.
Assembly Bill 17, introduced by the Committee on Judiciary. An act relating to motor vehicles, removing the requirement that a person who is convicted of driving under the influence of alcohol or a controlled substance must dress in certain distinctive garb while performing community service ordered by a court and providing other matters properly laid thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 2, end of Section 2, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered to general file.
Assembly Bill 19, introduced by the Committee on Natural Resources, an act relating to water, expanding the channel clearance, maintenance, restoration, surveying, and monumenting program to include tribal governments in the state, providing under certain circumstances that officers and employees of tribal governments are exempt from certain licensing requirements for state water rights surveyors, and providing other matters properly thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 5, end of Section 5, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered to general file.
Assembly Bill 68, introduced by the Committee on Judiciary and Act related to Juvenile Justice, revising the manner in which the assessment imposed on certain counties for the operation of a regional facility for the treatment and rehabilitation of children is calculated, and providing other matters properly thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 2, end of Section 2, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Bill is ordered to general file.
Assembly Bill 76, introduced by Assemblyman Yeager, and Act relating to civil actions, increasing the maximum amount recoverable as costs for the reasonable fees of certain expert witnesses, and providing other matters properly thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 3, end of Section 3, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Bill is ordered to general file.
Assembly Bill 213, introduced by Assemblywoman Backus, an act relating to the Uniform Commercial Code, enacting the 2022 amendments to the Uniform Commercial Code, enacting the 2018 amendments to Article 9 of the Code, and providing other matters properly thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 112, end of Section 112, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered to general file.
Assembly Bill 268, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, an act making an appropriation to the Office of Finance and the Office of the Governor for the payment of retention incentives to employees of the Executive Department of the state government, and providing other matters properly thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 2, end of Section 2, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
I have Amendment 4, proposed by the Assembly Committee on Ways and Means.
Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the adoption of Amendment Number 4 to Assembly Bill 268.
Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno has moved for the adoption of Amendment Number 4 to Assembly Bill 268. Remarks?
AB 268 with Amendment Number 4 makes appropriations for the payment of retention incentives to certain employees for the state government.
Are there any further remarks? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting Amendment Number 4 to Assembly Bill 268, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The amendment is adopted. Are there any further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
The bill is ordered reprinted, engrossed, and to general file. We'll go next to Order Business 15, remarks from the floor. Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is ARPAN Day here at the state legislature. ARPAN was incorporated in 1977 and is currently in its 46th year of protecting the pensions and health care benefits earned by all public employees who participate in the Nevada Public Employees Retirement System, otherwise known as PERS. ARPAN stands for Retired Public Employees of Nevada and currently has close to 8,000 dues-paying members, which includes about 2,000 members who are active and still working. So you don't need to be retired to join ARPAN. ARPAN has 17 chapters statewide and would like you to know that their members vote and are active in the legislative process. And you will notice that today by all the folks decked out in their ARPAN blue t-shirts here today. Many flew in from southern Nevada, while others drove up from Caliente, Fallon, Fernley, Hawthorne, Mesquite, Reno, Sparks, Winnemucca, Yerington, and of course, Carson. Will you help me and join me in making them feel welcome here today? If you could all stand up.
Assemblyman Gray.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today's a very special day at the legislature, one that I participated in many times in the past. It's Military and Veterans Day at the legislature. This honored body today is graced by the presence of many of our fine men and women who have served in our military. They all answered a call by their country, some in peacetime, some in wartime, but they've all decided to stand up and literally put their lives on the line for us. So if we could just take a second to have them stand up and thank them for their service and sacrifice to our country, I think it's well deserved.
Assemblywoman Peters.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm honored to introduce guests with us today from the Nevada Ambulance Association who are also Stars of Life award winners. The association's Stars of Life program honors the best men and women working in emergency medical services in the state of Nevada. If you would like to stand, they're sitting at Speaker Yeager's desk, not up here with me, but I have a couple things to say about who these folks are and how they ended up as Stars of Life award winners. I would first like to introduce Samba Somer, Amy Vo, and Ellie Coeva. Mr. Somer is an emergency medical technician at American Medical Response and was nominated for his consistent positive influence on his peers and his quick response to help a coworker during a medical emergency. Ms. Vo is an emergency medical technician with Medic West Ambulance and was nominated for her incredible response during a situation where a Las Vegas police officer was involved in a motor vehicle accident. Ms. Coeva is a critical care paramedic supervisor from Community Ambulance and was nominated for over 20 years of dedicated service and her outstanding performance. These three individuals and many other men and women in emergency medical services are constantly working to address the needs of our communities in Nevada, and we are incredibly grateful for their service and putting the safety of our community first each and every day. Please help me make them feel welcome.
Assemblywoman Gorlow.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With me today are 12 girls and 3 adults from Southern Nevada Girl Scouts. It wasn't that long ago that I, too, was a leader. My daughter was a Girl Scout, and you would have caught me on the weekends selling Girl Scout cookies. So I am glad that those days are over. Girl Scouts is a national organization that was founded in 1950. They have over 2.6 million girls. And Girl Scouts inspire girls to be leaders by helping them learn to raise their voices, advocate for issues that are important to them, and supporting them as they take action to drive positive change in the world. I have a proclamation to give them, because this is their 111th anniversary this week. So congratulations, and thank you so much for being here. Everyone, please stand up.
Assemblywoman Considine.
Thank you, Speaker. Today I would like to introduce Shar Frost to the Assembly. Ms. Frost lives in Assembly District 18. If she looks a little familiar, she worked for the previous Assembly person in District 18, Richard Carrillo. She worked for him the entire time he was up here, a decade, and I am honored to have her as a neighbor, and I thank her for all of the work that she's done for our community, for the state, and for children in this entire state. So please help me welcome Shar Frost. Thank you.
Assemblywoman Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I am proud to introduce 2 guests that I have. One, I have known most of her life, and her father, who is our pastor here, who delivered the invocation for us on this morning. So let's start with Aaliyah Washington. Please stand. A couple of things about this young woman. She is actually the daughter of 2 combat veterans. One, her father, who's here, and Cherise, her mother, who is right back over there. So this is a veteran family. She was also awarded the Youth Serving Veterans Award for her continuous service to the veterans and to their family members, as she spends much of her time volunteering for the disabled American veterans and the veterans of foreign wars. She is also bold, but wait, there's more. She was also awarded the Northern Nevada Black Cultural Awareness Society Youth Volunteer of the Year Award for her community leadership and her service that she is known to do with those disabled veterans. She's an honor roll student at DePaul Middle School, and she will be attending DeMonte Ranch High School this upcoming year after being accepted to their Performing Arts program for the choir. So when she graduates high school, she plans to attend North Carolina Central University, one of our HBCUs, as she aspires to become an attorney. So please help me welcome her. And then secondly, Mr. Speaker, if you'll allow, I'm going to introduce a very important person to my office team. He is my intern. So this is Mason Kennan. He is a student at the University of Nevada, Reno, Go Pack. He is a philosophy and a poli-sci major. Although this is only his second year, he sees his internship as an opportunity to really get involved in what he calls a very small, tight political community that we have. After graduating, he hopes to pursue a career also in law and a career in public policy, and eventually he wants to take one of our seats right here in this chamber. But after we're done, though, he's after we're done. He helps to represent the drive and the motivation that our youth have, that they really want to make a difference, they want to make changes, and they want to improve things in the political discourse in our state. So please help me welcome him. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Assemblyman Wynn.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have the honor of introducing an important constituent in my district, District 8, today. Please stand up. This is Jillian Oseguera, and as you can hear the last name, her father, a former speaker of this body, is behind me. Or wait, where did he go? Oh, he's over there because he knows where the best angle is to take a video, right? So, Jillian is 11 years old, and can you look forward? She's 11. Apparently, I'm gonna look up to you very soon. She's in the 5th grade, and besides being a straight A student, she's also spending a lot of time with basketball, cheerleading, and volleyball. And I look forward to having her competing against me one day, but you can wait about 10 years before you do that. But other than that, please, everyone, make Jillian feel welcome.
Assemblywoman Hanson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I can't think of a better day to have veterans, military people, and Girl Scouts all in the chamber at the same time. I wanted to take a quick moment before I introduce my honored guest. As a Blue Star mom of a First Lieutenant United States Naval officer, the mother-in-law of a captain in the United States Marine Corps, and the mother-in-law of a major in the Air Force, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the service that you veterans have given the military families, the support that you've given, and the sacrifice that you have made, particularly to the young children of our military. It's honored to be in your presence, and also a special shout out to our Sergeant of Arms who have served our nation, and we're grateful for those who have served here in this body as well. I wanted to take a moment. I have with me Valerie Hubble, who has an incredible resume that I'm not able to go into at the moment, but she is the commander of the American Legion for the entire state of Nevada, and she goes all over the state and provides a valuable service, so it's my honor to have her here. And then a shout out, if he's here in the chambers, but I think he might be coming from the Senate, we have Andy, I want to get the name right, Andy Pilbet. He is the Veterans United, the United Veterans Legislative Council veteran that has really made a lot of this possible today. He's a Silver Star recipient for gallantry, a Bronze Star, a Purple Star. So if you see Andy, please make sure you give him our thanks, and it's an honor to host all of you here today. Thank you very much, and make them feel welcome.
Assemblywoman Bilbray Axelrod.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today is the 3rd day of Children's Day at the Legislature. Since 2011, over 80 different nonprofit, corporate, philanthropic, and state agencies have joined together to host this week at the Legislature. Each day, they focus on a different topic. Today, Wednesday, is focused on the issue relating to children's physical well-being. Please welcome children's families providers who will be in this building by stopping by room 3100 for additional information on programs and services for kids. And thank you for the Nevada Institute of Children's Research and Policy at UNLV for hosting this event again this season. And while we're on the topic of children, I happen to have my daughter here. Molly, would you stand for a moment? She's embarrassed. So many of you know Molly. Molly came up with me. Molly and my husband came up in my first term, and she went to Borderwick Bray. She came up in my second term, and she went to Carson Middle. COVID was last time, so she didn't come. And now she's a sophomore in high school at the Las Vegas Academy with a 4.0. So she did not come up this time, but we are so happy to have her. Thank you.
Assemblyman Gurr.
I swear I'll have this down by the end of the session. I hope. This morning, unbeknownst to me, a good friend of mine showed up. He showed up as a veteran. Haven't seen him in years. Mr. Hugh Ritchie, would you stand up? He served in the military a couple of years after he got out of college, but he would have been a constituent of mine. He was born in a town called East Ely. I don't know if any of you know where East Ely is, but I see somebody. So East Ely, then he served in the military and came back here. He's an engineer by profession. He was in the Water Resources Division for, I was going to say 35, so 26. He ended up being state water engineer from 2001 to 2006 and did a heck of a job. I guess they didn't fire him. He got to retire. So if you'd welcome him to the assembly, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Assemblyman Gray.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. Today I am joined by somebody extremely special to me and somebody I'm extremely proud of, and she can never say I didn't say it again. Stand up. This is my mini-me, Hannah. She just graduated from UNR. You might have also noticed that she stood up when we were talking about veterans and military. She's serving in the Nevada Army National Guard. And go Wolfpack. And she also, as we were waiting to come in today, she also received her job offer from Sparks PD. So she makes me very proud every day. But if they find my body in the morning, we know who did it.
Do we have any other order of business 15? Assemblywoman Howdigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's a lot going on today, and so just a quick reminder that it is Children's Week here at the Legislature. We have the Stars of Life Day at the Legislature, ARPAN Special Day at the Legislature, Nevada Youth Legislature Day, and our Veterans and Military Day at the Legislature. And there is some receptions for everyone to attend this evening. We have the Nevada Donor Network Governor's Award Reception from 5 to 8 at the Governor's Mansion, the Life Science Innovation Reception for legislators at the Great Basin Brewery from 5 to 6:30, and the Sunshine Week Reception at the Brewery Arts Center from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And seeing no other business, Mr. Speaker, I move that we stand adjourned until Thursday, March 16th at the hour of 11:30 a.m.
Assemblywoman Howdigi has moved that the Assembly stand adjourned until Thursday, March 16th, 2023 at the hour of 11:30 a.m. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.